Welcome to Television Sydney News. I'm Christina Pollard. It's great to have you with us. In this week's bulletin, a man in court over a shooting in Sydney's southwest, State Cabinet receives a noisy reception in the Blue Mountains, and a sneak peek at some Easter treats. But first, 4 men have been arrested and firearms, drugs and cash seized during a series of raids in Sydney's southwest. Gang squad detectives executed 6 search warrants on Wednesday following investigations into an alleged assault at Bringelly on December 15, during which a gun was discharged. The searchers at Bringelly, West Hoxton, Austral and Moorebank allegedly uncovered 2 firearms, ammunition, drugs believed to be ice, as well as a large sum of cash. An inactive clandestine laboratory used to manufacture drugs was located at Austral, with more chemicals and equipment located at Moorebank. 2 men, aged 33 and 38, were arrested at Bringelly and West Hoxton, while a 27-year-old man was arrested at Parramatta. A 4th man was arrested attending the Moorebank address. 3 of the 4 were charged and will appear in court at a later date. A man has appeared in court charged over a shooting outside a southwestern Sydney TAFE. 1 man was shot in the arm and leg and another in the stomach during the incident outside Miller TAFE on Wednesday. A 34-year-old Hinchinbrook man appeared in Bankstown Local Court on Thursday, charged with 2 counts of shooting with intent to murder and firearm charges. State Cabinet got a noisy reception when it visited the Blue Mountains on Monday. About 100 teachers rallied at the Springwood Sports Club, where a community cabinet meeting was due to take place, to protest against the state government's local schools, local decisions policy. The protesters marched from a nearby park carrying signs and flags before pausing outside the club, where they delivered their message loud and clear.
Liar Cabinet! Liar Cabinet! This is the department and the government absolving themselves of responsibility for adequately funding our schools and staffing them with qualified teachers.
Education Minister Adrian Piccoli said he didn't see or hear the protesters from inside the building and that he wouldn't be sidetracked from implementing the reforms.
These reforms are going to happen, whether the union like them or not. They need to take a constructive approach to this because it is a great opportunity to implement long overdue reforms across public schools in New South Wales.
The policy, which gives principals the ability to direct funding at a local level, is due to come into force in the state's 2,200 public schools by 2015. The New South Wales Cabinet got to hear more about local issues during the Community Cabinet Forum held on Monday evening. It was standing room only as about 250 people crammed into the Springwood Sports Club to meet the New South Wales Cabinet on Monday. Ministers held pre-arranged private meetings with representatives of local groups before the Community Cabinet Forum kicked off about 7 p.m. Questions ranging from flood mitigation in the Hawkesbury to homelessness and youth services in St Mary's were raised, with local residents mainly concerned about the arterial route through the Blue Mountains and road safety. Among those to hold a private meeting with Roads Minister Duncan Gay was the Fraser family from Springwood, whose 23-year-old daughter Sarah was killed on the Hume Highway alongside tow truck driver Jeff Clark on February 15.
The Minister also was very concerned about the fact that this tragedy should occur in an area that's our major highway. Likewise, the Premier gave his condolences to our family and we appreciated the concern that he's shown, and hopefully if we need to raise this issue further, we'll be discussing with the Premier as well.
Mr Gay and Premier Barry O'Farrell also revealed plans for a pedestrian bridge at Bullaburra on the day, while Health Minister Gillian Skinner announced a new system to attract staff to Katoomba Hospital. And the government also had good news on the South West Rail Link, announcing construction of 2 stations was ahead of schedule. Transport Minister Gladys Berejiklian also said 850 metres of track at Glenfield would link into the existing East Hills line in less than 12 months. Campbelltown residents grilled opposition leader John Robertson and his shadow ministry this week on everything from homelessness to the protection of the environment. Residents could spend 20 minutes with the opposition spokesperson of their choice at the Shadow Community Cabinet meeting. Mr Robertson said he was particularly struck by the need to give locals certainty when it came to the protection of Campbelltown's scenic hills. Baulkham Hills MP David Elliott says he will name and shame convicted graffiti vandals in the hills after his office was vandalised for the 3rd time in a year. Mr Elliott will ask the state government for mandatory community service for offenders, a move supported by community groups and business owners. Margaret Whitlam was remembered at a memorial service in Sydney on Friday. The wife of former Prime Minister Gough Whitlam died on Saturday, aged 92. While private funeral arrangements were made, the separate memorial service at St James's Anglican Church saw hundreds arrive to pay their respects. The cameras haven't even started rolling, but already Channel 10's Sutherland Shire reality series is causing a stir. Sutherland Shire Mayor Carol Provan says the show will paint the Shire in a negative light.
In the beginning we thought, well, maybe this would be quite good. They came through the normal channels of council and seemed to be doing the right thing. And then when we saw this leaked video, that's when we started to get very nervous, because that's not what we want in the Shire. Promoting young girls who want to be porn stars, talking about false boobs and girls pushing girls down the steps at hotels and restaurants. This is absolutely crazy.
Producers have hit back, saying the show will be more like the real Home and Away. Oakdale resident Tina Vella is the new Miss Pin-Up Australia. Mrs Vella said her classic 50s look was what separated her from the other 50 contestants. Wedderburn's David Fairburn is one of 41 finalists up for this year's prestigious Archibald Prize. His shortlisted work was one of more than 50 pieces Fairburn painted of people sitting in a chair. Campbelltown English language students donned traditional costumes on Wednesday to celebrate Cultures on Harmony Day. Students from MTC Training Solutions brought information about their home countries and traditional food for a buffet lunch. Rosinda Maria Alves from MTC Training Solutions said 83 students from more than 40 countries took part.
This room over here, we had a bit of a tour. One of the classes had all the different things on display. They gave a tour to the other students, told them about their countries. At the moment in the other classroom, a PowerPoint presentation actually made by each individual student is going on about their country. They're speaking about them. They're very, very nervous, but they're trying.
Supercorn Streeter wore her traditional Thai wedding dress. She says she wants to fulfil her late husband's wishes for her to have a life of opportunities in Australia.
Yeah, that's why when he passed away, I lost the big thing in my life. But I still keep going on, because he said, I give you good life, please keep it. And I will. I will try my best and to try good in English. And then I can speak you more better than this in the future, I hope, and get a good job. And MTC here helped me to bring me up.
Beatrice Bonsu from Ghana came to Australia as a refugee. After studying with MTC, she hopes to work as a hairdresser.
It's a very good to study here, because if you didn't get any good education, it's very hard to you to stay of this country. But my country, Ghana, when I live in my country, my dad passed away when I was born, so I've never get a good education. It's very hard to me to get the education in my country.
And in sport, the Greater Western Sydney Giants will take to the field on Saturday for the inaugural Sydney Derby against the Sydney Swans. It will be the professional debut for 17 of the Giants' 22 players and the club's first match in the AFL competition to be played at ANZ Stadium. The Cabramatta 2 Blues will start their premiership defence in the 2012 Bundaberg Red Cup season against Mounties on April 14. 2011 assistant coach Chris Yates will take over the reins for the Premiers, and last year's Player of the Year Don Thompson is the new captain. Castle Hill RSL Dolphins added 2 medals to their trophy cabinet this month after an impressive showing at the New South Wales Metropolitan Championships. 19-year-old Natalie Fegan won silver in the 100 metres butterfly event, and 11-year-old Sienna McDonald won bronze in the 100 metre backstroke. The pair will be joined on the national stage by Jessica Marler, Scott Kilby and Katie Mater, who have been picked for April's Australian Age Championships. And Blue Mountains chocolatiers have given a mouth-watering look at their trade in the lead up to Easter. 4 of the region's most well-known chocolate and tourist destinations opened their doors to the media last week for a sneak peek at how Easter eggs and other delicious delicacies are made. The day was organised by Blue Mountains, Lithgow and Oberon Tourism to showcase the burgeoning chocolate industry established in the region.
One of them is the Blue Mountains Chocolate Company, which is located near Echo Point and the Three Sisters. They serve a fabulous hot chocolate where the people that go in and buy hot chocolate get to choose whether they want milk chocolate, dark chocolate or white chocolate, and then they, in a burner, melt the chocolate down and then mix the warm milk in with it. So a wonderful hot chocolate experience for those visitors that go there. And then we've got one of our most historically significant chocolate experiences, which is the Paragon, and they'll certainly get to enjoy the handmade chocolates there and the new owner, Robin, who's a wonderful character. And then they're going on to Josephine's Fine Chocolates in Lura.
And that's all the news we have time for today. For more information on any of these stories, pick up your local Fairfax community newspaper. We'll see you next time.